Hello, dear friends. Well, light workers, we came here for a very specific reason to bring in the light, to be the light, and to stay in and as the light. And from what I can see, what's happening in the world right now, this weekend could shift a lot in the world. It could take a turn. I don't want to go into too many details, but this weekend could really shift things with all the demonstrations and riots going on. And I would suggest that this is the time where we hold the light more than ever before. It's best not to feed the madness of the matrix that is unfolding and will keep unfolding probably a lot after this weekend. And if not, then thank you, thank you, thank you. But I've been listening to a number of astrologers and people who are in the know, and what many of us light workers have known that there is going to be something where it's going to take a big turn, and this is not a bad thing. It's going to be uncomfortable and intense, but there is no way that the world, the way it is functioning and has been functioning for a long, long time, that it can harmonize itself. It's just gone way, way, way too far. And we're in the middle of a full-on collapse. Most of it is not being shared in the news, as you probably know, but many of us know what's going on. And there's many alternative news stations that talk about that if you want to know more about it. That is not what I'm here for. I didn't come here to I'm not a journalist or anything. I am a bridge between the matrix and reality or presence. And that bridge is helping people move out of the matrix. And you may have noticed that by everything I talk about. That's my role here. Your role may be very, very different. And it is a good time to really own the role, the assignment, the flow that we came here to express. Not here to tell anybody what to do or not to do. You need to find your own truth in all of that. And if you need help with that, I would definitely reach out for help. You're welcome to reach out to me or any others who can help you really come back into your core and honor who you are, and what the role is that you're playing these days. So, seeing that we are probably moving into something quite intense very soon, this is a very important time to not get lost in the madness, to not engage in it. I apologize for my voice. There's a little frog in there. I've been partying too much. Yeah, right. So anyway, but I can still do my channel here. Do not engage as much as possible for you. It can be tempting to get really lost and think it's the right thing to go out there and protest. But my friends, there is so much going on behind the scenes that most people are not aware of. And so it's probably all I want to say about it, but please think twice what it is in you that is motivated to go out and protest if you are. If it comes from a place, where you're very clear, it's very present in it, follow your truth, of course. For many people, the motivation is emotions, unintegrated, unhealed emotions that are looking for an outlet. And it may look like, yeah, I want to stand up for our rights. And so, of course, we all need to stand up for our rights. But that's not always the right way. We can get lost in our emotions and literally we just add to the problems. We are part of the problem when we do that. If you want to be part of the solution, you know what the solution is. I am your I am presence. That is the solution to every single problem. And it is not easy to let go of the matrix. I know very well. all that we're asked to do is do our best. And my invitation is to unhook from the drama you are watching and reading about and hearing about. If it can just do enough, I certainly am aware of what's going on. I don't have an emotional charge behind it. I read it more or listen to it more from a place of stillness, and that stillness is the solution. So it's almost like the presence or the stillness that we are. When we read or hear about it, it's being held in the solution, if that makes sense. So, and that's what it's like with everything in our world. If we bring presence to anything, any conflict, any problems, any discord, if we just bring our presence without our emotions, without our stories, for sure, we are the solution. And even though we may not see changes happening in front of our eyes, sometimes we do, many times we don't. The impact is still there. You can imagine it like if you want to, create some kind of some beauty, some creativity out of a rock, It's just one chip at a time, and it's going to be many, many chips before, a piece comes off so you can start seeing what you're actually wanting to see. So don't expect the huge changes, but be open to them. It's also do not expect them, but be open to them and just don't worry about it. Just let that go. Any outcome, just being the solution is being the presence. So during these several next weeks and maybe many weeks, at least that's what I've heard from a lot of astrologers, that this is going to be a very challenging time. Uh, if you can, do do your best to just be still. Listen to meditations or calming music or anything that helps you come back to your center. This is literally what's happening right now. The more of us who can hold this center and detach, unhook from the drama that we certainly have been seeing for a long time. It's not like this is new, and I have been talking about this quite a bit before, but it looks like we're at another big shift. And it can raise up a lot of fear and emotions and anger and righteousness. Just do your best to be still. I have a poem. What is it? My my task, something like my task is to be still in divine will. I'll see if I can post that here. My business is stillness. That's what it's called. My business is stillness. And if you relate to that, there will be many light workers whose business is stillness. That's where we need to be. and all the things that we've been trying to make happen and, efforting about and pushing and, working way too hard, just let it be for a while. Just stay with what really matters right now. Stay with that for the next 2 or 4 weeks. Um, the world is going to go through a shift. So are we. And the more we stay here, the more we become the solution. And that will impact everybody and everything as things are collapsing and falling apart. And people are going to be scared and angry. My business is stillness. Your business is stillness, if that is indeed what you came here for. We're going to need a lot of stillness. And that doesn't mean we can't talk. It just means that we are still inside. We're present inside. And we meet everything with that presence, ourselves and the world. Yeah. Stillness is very, very powerful. And for most people, it's very hard to access it because we are so attached to our emotions and to the world and needing to be right and wanted to express all the emotions that we have ignored and that never got a chance to fully heal. So that's why all this is happening inside of us. And of course, that is reflected on the outside. Just imagine all these people who are fighting out there right now. There's a lot of emotional turmoil inside that they never got a chance to heal and to integrate. So, what we can and we must, and I'm very grateful that we are going to do this together. All right, my friends, have a blessed day in stillness.